Speaking of mushes.
Yeah, that's a bad intro. You're the mush. You're the guy.
Mets fans for Yankees.
You're the guy.
Can you believe this?
It always goes against what you want and say and rant and rave about.
That's not true. It's not true.
Now
Craig,
you're fighting with Frank the Tank.
Oh,
What's
he's fighting
going
with me.
on?
So let me ask you. What should I use these powers for? Because apparently I have some kind of...
Girls.
You're all married, Craig. He'd be in trouble there.
Girls. I don't know. The lottery, something.
Come on.
Look at you. You are now. You've brought up the ire of a diehard Met fan, and you're a diehard Met fan.
I just don't get it.
You guys can't help yourselves.
It was a joke.
Infighting.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Crazy.
I'm one of you. What are you coming at me for, you knuckleheads? Come on.
Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not viewed as one of them. Maybe take stock of where you're at in life.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe all the weight loss is going to you.
Maybe it's going to be a little bit more. How have you been?
I'm doing great. You may have heard I might be on the radio again coming up in a little bit.
I did hear that. Congratulations. When is that? That's next week, right?
No, August 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Okay, 9th.
I'll be doing play-by-play, the voice of the Yankees, as they call me now, with Susan Waldman, Yankees Rangers, a little 3-game set.
Have you talked to Susan yet?
We've spoken, yes.
Like sat down, spoken on the phone?
I'll be going there prior to the 9th to say hi in person, but we have spoken.
And how'd that go?
It was great, very cordial, and it's going to be awesome. I'm pumped for it.
I'm fascinated by this dynamic.
Yeah, everybody is.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, just because Al Dukes got mad at those guys for not asking about it doesn't mean you have to be aggressive about it.
I'm not aggressive. It's the number one thing that I think was on my mind. Like, from Susan's perspective, I know for you it's not going to be a problem.
Professionals.
Well,
we're gonna be
Susan
great.
Is.
That's a fair point.
Is this a dream for you?
It's a very good question. There was a point in my life, early in my career, even going back to college, where, like a lot of young guys that want to go into sports, broadcasting of some kind, where and this is also, I'm old enough to be like sports talk radio.
Right.
As the thing that's on at every market where you have opportunity in every market. So I did a bunch of play-by-play. High school play-by-play, college.
You did it at Syracuse? Okay.
Like I was the voice of the University of Buffalo basketball team way back in 1991, 92. So I've done a bunch of play-by-play. To say that I would ever, have an opportunity to do a Yankee game, no way. That was never on the bingo card.
It is weird, right? Like, I grew up, I'm a little bit younger than you, but I remember wanting to be, like, in my high school book, it was want to be the voice of the Mets, Knicks, and I want to be the next Marv Albert. I loved Marv. And then I discovered Mike and Chris, and I fell in love with that, and I'd rather do that.
Sure.
But to call a game, they're home, I'm assuming, right? Yankee Stadium?
Yankees Rangers at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. At Yankee Stadium.
It's crazy. Because if you look at, this is the way I view it. If you go pre-John starting to slow down, John starting slowing down, so guys like Brendan Burke obviously had a couple games, and Emmanuel does a great job, and Justin, they do a great job. Prior to that, I think the number, you guys could correct me, Dove, you especially, I think there's only 5 people over the last 100 years who called Yankee games. It's Mel Allen.
Right.
It's Red Barber. It's John Sterling. Michael Kay did some radio as well.
Right.
And I think Charlie Steiner did a year.
Right.
Period. Stop. So it's the Yankees, right? This is like the Yankees.
Yeah.
So the fact that I could join a list of those guys, not to mention the really competent broadcasters who've now done it since John started slowing down and has since retired, like, you don't say no to that.
Right. No,
because whatever everyone wants to say about me, you could say it. It's all been said already. I'm going to do something that everyone dreamt of doing. Every Yankee fan, the great call, and I get a chance to do it. So it's a great opportunity, and I'm going to treat it with the love it should be treated with, because at the end of the day, Yankees baseball means a lot to a lot of people. So I'm not going to go in there. I'm not the story. I'll do it competently, professionally. I'll do my style.
Right.
But it's going to be great.
Well, that was going to be my next question. You're obviously a great talk show host, and your personality is your strength. So how do you interject your personality in a professional Yankee broadcast we're trying to deliver play-by-play on the radio?
I view baseball play-by-play as 2 things in one. There's the action. There's not a lot of it.
Right.
As compared to basketball, hockey, et cetera, right? Everything in between is like doing a talk show. So I'm really competent at doing a talk show. We're going to find out.
With a co-host.
Yeah, and I have a co-host who also has talk radio chops.
Right.
You know, the first voice ever heard on the fan. And I hope, we'll have fun together. Going back and forth.
Is it awkward for you at all being the one, like for Susan, whatever, she's been there, and you were the one who was, having fun at her expense over the years.
For sure.
So was it awkward for you to have to be like, hey, I get that it's radio and it's, we're entertaining here.
No, because we talked a couple weeks ago, and it was very honest on both sides. Like, I wouldn't take back what I did, for 10 years with Boomer in the morning. And if I said I would, I'd be lying. Because I thought it was entertaining. I did what I thought was the most entertaining style of talk show you could do. And she had every right to be upset with that because it's hurtful.
Right.
I've also had a huge gulp of humble pie, self-inflicted, of course, where while I can't take it back, I don't apologize for what I did because I would have done it again. At the same time, I'm sensitive to the fact that your words can hurt also. So, look, she's a pro. And that's the agreement we have. She's going to be a pro. I'm going to be a pro. Hopefully, we'll have a good time together going back and forth, and I don't mess up any significant call in the game.
Oh.
Because if I do,
I hope you do.
I know what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness gracious. We'll be playing that back. Last one from me on your career. How's the Fox show going, and have you hired Michelle Beadle yet?
Fox show's going great. It's been great. It's going to continue to be great. Not sure that other thing you just referenced.
I saw the review. I'm just going based off of the news. I don't know. I read, Beadle may be joining Craigie. I was like,
all
okay.
Good. It's all good. Things are good there. And I would say one other thing. This could sound a little egotistical. I really don't mean it to be. I know there's writers that don't like me because the brand of radio I've done and the type of TV possibly I do. But what if I positioned the story this way? All right? Because I think it was Phil Mustrick in the Post said, shameful that the Yankees would have me on. Okay, like anyone's ever read your column in the last 10 years.
Aside from us. Who,
we read because it's about us. Right? And it's all...
exactly, right.
If it's not writing about you, you don't read it. Hey, Craig, someone wrote about you. Let me read it right away.
Exactly, right.
And I'll be that guy who tells you, if it's written about me, I read it. 100%, good or bad, right? What if the story was presented this way? New York State Broadcasting Hall of Famer, who's had the largest audience in mornings and afternoons in the history of the format, in the same market that the New York Yankees play, is going to do 3 games with the hope that that same audience that made him number 1 in mornings and number 1 in afternoons will listen to him doing play-by-play. Is that a different story?
You're right. That did sound egotistical.
Totally egotistical. But it's never positioned that way. Damn it.
I get it. I'm happy for you.
It's going to be fun. It's a great opportunity. I'm not sure if there's going to be a 4th game, but I know I'm doing 3.
Do you want to do that? Like, would you want to do more of that? A lot of this business now, a lot of people do multiple things. Would that be something that you want to work into your career?
Depends how many zeros are on that check.
Well, I mean,
then we can have a conversation.
The way things going, probably not a lot, right? I mean,
maybe not.
There's a reason you left here.
I'm really happy doing what I'm doing at Fox every day. But like you said, people also multitask. Like I did the radio show and TV for a year, so I'm capable of doing it. It'd be interesting.
Okay.
Thus far, it has not been offered. So let's just start with one weekend series against the Rangers, who, by the way, under 500.
Right.
I've been watching.
Has not been offered yet. Like Stugatz and the PD thing.
Come on, what's that?
Oh, Stugatz was doing morning drive.
Yeah, I heard him fill in for Boom last week, right?
What'd you think?
Look, I've known John a long time because he used to reach out to me for radio advice when he was down, I think, in Tampa at the time, starting his career. And look, he built a nice career for himself. All good with Le Batard down there.
Seems though like he wants to, be here.
Well, who doesn't want to be here? I'm the only guy that keeps leaving.
Well, but there was a good reason why you left.
Yes,
the second time.
First time, not so much.
All right,
but we can laugh about those things now, can't we?
Anything else? Yeah. Well, it's a good thing that we can laugh about them now.
I would just say this. The last thing I'd say is, of all the things I've done here, including what I'm about to do with the Yankees broadcast, the best thing I've still ever done is the Saturday morning show. Hello, my name is Craig. I'm now 6 years plus without wagering on anything in any way, shape, or form, which is like a minor miracle considering how much I was wagering back in the day. And the fact that I'm allowed to still do that show and the fan allows me to do that show, that's the most important content I've ever done. And the people that reach out who are moved by it or have their lives changed by it, I mean, if that's all I ever did, if I never did a Yankee game, if Fox said to me tomorrow, it's over, but I got to do that, I'd be in a really cool place career-wise because that show's the most important thing to me.
Yeah, and I've heard some of it, here or there, driving around on the weekends. It is it's unique. Like, we don't have that.
Yeah.
This sports talk medium has always been picks and gambling.
Sure.
So to hear that perspective from not only you, but obviously the guests that you have on, it is impactful.
Yeah, and the one thing I always say about it, just to go real quick, and I appreciate you allowing me to do it. A lot of people ask me about, my gambling background, blackjack and sports and all that stuff. And to be true to it, like I always tell people, I look back on it, listen, it cost me everything. It drove me down a bad road. Again, I have no one to blame but myself, all self-inflicted. But when I tell my story about gambling, there are still moments of those days that were awesome. Like opportunities I was able to provide friends with, family with, through gambling. So while it's, like the devil to me now, and I can speak to that, to be true to it, it wasn't 100% bad. And that took me a long time to get over because there were certain good things I experienced while I was gambling, whether it's wins or, vacations or opportunities to do things and meet certain people. And the fact I think I'm honest about that is why the show resonates. Like gambling is bad for me. I can't do it. Doesn't mean you can't do it.
Yeah.
Or most people can't do it. I just got to a point where gambling was more important to me than anything else in my life, including the oxygen I breathe. So I think people hear that and they recognize the honesty of that, and that's why the show's successful.
Yeah, understood, and continued success
Where's
with that.
Brandon at?
Yeah, he's I think he's auditioning.
We got pennant races. What are you doing?
He wants to be the next play-by-play guy of the Yankees.
Well, that job's taken.
All right. Thank you, Craigie.